T-minus 60 seconds. T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the 5 Foot Viking podcast, where we get to drink a beer and learn something new. Tonight is really special. I'm super excited that we get a chance to change everything around. I have two amazing guests that are going to be hanging out with me tonight. To my right, ladies and gentlemen, my beautiful wife, Marlene Patrell. Put your hands together. Yay! And to my left, my beautiful friend, Mr. Edgar Hernandez from the Ed Namrok Podcast. I reached out to Ed not too long ago. Tonight we're going to talk about some different chapters in life and about how we can maybe close this chapter, but another chapter is opening, and we've got a lot of things going on in the 5 Foot Viking life. The life of Whit Patrell, the life of me and my wife. So we got a lot of fun stuff that we're going to talk about. But before we jump into that, I just wanted to let everybody know once again that you can go to the 5footviking.com. It's a landing page where you can jump on there and you can go to the We lost everything for like 2 seconds. Anyways,
it all works. It all works.
It all works. It's one of those. Yeah. One of those. I need to pay my
remix.
It's the remix. I got to pay my internet bill, I guess.
Or that.
But the 5footviking.com, it's a landing page where you can go in there. You can go see the 5 Foot Viking YouTube page, the Facebook page, the Instagram, the Twitter, the Tinder, the Plenty of Fish. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not on any of those.
You said Plenty of Fish? Wow. You're like Moco Space. Wow, that's back in 2004,
So, I mean, all the good stuff for the 5 Foot Viking, you can check everything out at that landing page, the 5footviking.com. And also, I want to let everybody know that today is the announcement. I'm going to be, I'm taking pre-orders for merchandise. So today, we're doing we have a giveaway that we did a giveaway on Instagram. I was trying to market a little bit on Instagram, which was really cool. It was a lot of fun. Got some new followers, got a lot of engagement, and I did this whole I think it was like a spreadsheet where you click on it and it does one of those like random the random pick the person,
but still no Speedos, right? No 5 Foot.
No 5 Foot Viking Speedos just yet.
I'm gonna say it at the end of the show.
Actually, I wanted to say it right now. I kind of want to get it out of the way. Maybe we should wait till the end.
Wait for the.
I need this here. I can't hear you.
I can't hear me.
Yeah, there you go.
You need to stick it in front of your face.
I guess.
If you, I'll tell you what. We'll wait till the end if you remember to remind me.
Oh no, then let's do it now. I'm not
gonna. Good call.
It's not happening.
So before we get into that, I am launching pre-orders for merchandise. Here is a picture of the T-shirt. The T-shirt is a crew neck, and I also have V-necks for women or V-necks for guys if you want a V-neck. I mean,
double sexy.
Up to you. and unisex
triple
sweatshirts.
Unisex.
So and Marlene is wearing the sweatshirt today, and
I cut it though.
She cut it though. She cut it in half.
Yeah.
It's very 80s.
I don't know where to turn. There we go.
And I'm wearing
it's
the
nice
the
and warm.
t-shirt.
It has a hoodie.
And I have a bottle opener.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Yes,
and we do
have-
Those are dope.
We have some bottle
Sorry.
openers.
Yeah.
5 foot Viking bottlers. So let's jump over here. We have a few people already jumping in right here. Alberto, my good friend, thank you so much for always being a big supporter. My friend
homie.
Adam, what's up, brother? Good luck on your new move and chapter. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it. And he and Alberto says that's mine.
Already?
And Adam needs a 5XL. You know what? Hey, dude, I got you, bro.
Yeah.
I got you. I'm gonna make that happen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make that happen. All right, let's go into here. Should we do the announcement right now? We should, right? So I don't have any special drum roll or anything like that, but the person that came up for the 5 foot Viking t-shirt giveaway, and it was, you guys had a great chance because there was literally I think 4 people. No, there were 6 people that actually entered, which was really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, which was great. The person who won was my good friend Lisa.
Yeah.
Lisa Camacho. Lisa Camacho, thank you so much. You were the random. You won. So if you're not watching, I'm sure you will watch in a little bit, but I will get a hold of you through Instagram. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who did engage with the post and engage with comments and liking and sharing. The whole point of that was to just get the good word of the 5 foot Viking out there.
Valhalla loves you.
Yes. Let's jump into, what do we got here? Let's jump into the beer of the week, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to do the video because it's a little bit overplayed and it's like, I want some beer. I think I love this beer. But today's beer of the week, we are back at it again with Stone Brewing Company.
Back at it again.
Yeah.
I think it's a sign for us to desperately hey, Stone and is it Escondido?
Escondido.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please sponsor us.
We love your beer.
Yeah.
Sponsor us.
We love your beer.
And lots of it.
Definitely drinking a lot of Stone Brewing. We're drinking Buenavesas tonight because they're vegan, and they also the Salt&Lime. This is just so good. It's just it's one of those.
They're delicious. Those are one of my favorite lagers.
Yeah, you can just drink this all day. So so ladies and gentlemen at home, Skål.
Skål.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna get you there. I love it. Oh, we got some friends here. Oh, Steven from I want to say Florida. We met on the 80s cruise. My half pint Viking. Yes.
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't win because I'm Mexican. Alberto. No, you win every time.
Marlene didn't win either, right?
Yeah,
No.
no.
Is that why?
No. I made her pay for the sweatshirt.
It cost me
My
quite
good
a
friend,
lot.
Alex.
Take my money.
Yeah.
Take my money now, Alex.
I want to pay for a t-shirt. Charge me.
That's
Skål.
awesome.
I love you, man. And thank you so much for the support. That means a lot. And Katie Merkley. Wow. So it's been a long time. Good to see you on here. Thanks for the support. Thanks for being here.
Got into this subject yet, but okay.
Jessica, good to see you on here. Thank you so much for hanging out.
Mhm.
Buenavesa is delicious. Yes, absolutely. It's my favorite beer. And ladies and gentlemen, I know everybody's been waiting for this, but
Let's see, Bruce.
my dad, Bruce
Ooh.
Petrell, love you, Dad. Thank you so much for always supporting the 5 foot Viking. Drinking vitamin water zero, gusto, watermelon peach, Skål.
Gutsy.
I love that.
You know how to pronounce that, huh?
That's
Gutsy?
gutsy.
No,
I say, what did I say? Gusto?
water.
Oh, gutsy.
No,
Okay.
the water.
And my good friend Frank, where can I submit crypto to support your show? I'm gonna get on that, bro. And the way that I'm gonna get on that is by reaching out to you because you are the crypto god. You understand.
By the way,
Yes.
Frank is very intimidating.
He knows so much.
He is.
He knows so much.
I read his stuff. I'm just like,
He's
don't
a
know if
wealth
I'm
of
smart
knowledge.
enough to
Yeah.
talk to him.
Which people talk to me about it. I'm like, is that another language?
Yeah, he's like,
I barely speak English.
What do you want?
Talk to me about
But you know what though, Frank and Carla are amazing people, and they are the they're we actually we adopted our puppies from them. So and they watch
that's
our
awesome.
and they watch our puppies every time that we need them. And thank you guys so much for your
Yes.
help. But you know what? Hey, Frank, on the real, I need you here on the
Yeah,
podcast because there's
definitely.
so much going on in the world of crypto, and I know that you know everything. Now I know that's a little intimidating, but you might have to dumb it down for me.
And me too.
For
Because-
me as well.
because-
and me as well though.
Oh, you okay? Can you hear it?
Yes, I can hear.
You're good? Okay.
Sorry.
Are you okay?
But yeah, I mean, he knows so much. He's
Yeah.
every time he's texting me stuff about crypto and different things that are happening. I think there's a lot of people that really want to understand that, but they don't know where to start. And Frank, man, if I can convince you to be a guest on the 5 Foot Viking, we can do it virtual, and or if we can come out to actually, I'll be in Palm Desert at the time, but we got to make that happen, man. We got to let people know about what's happening in the financial world.
Even if it's like a crypto for dummies type of session.
Yeah, that's
that
crypto
would be
for wit.
great. Yeah. Well, same
We're
here,
all
man.
dummies.
I'm just right there with you, man. It's like we're in the same group.
Can you hear everybody okay? Is everybody good?
Yeah, I'm
if you
good.
guys are listening, let me know if everybody is if you can hear. I know I'm a mega throat and I just talk really loud
I know
anyways.
Bruce will be quick to tell us if anyone is.
I know. Dad's got
Yeah.
me. Let's see. We got a few more people jumping on, Chris. I just popped in and thought it was an episode of Star Trek. Looks like you're in a spaceship. That's so cool.
Based on what we're wearing,
It
also,
really
it's
does look
very-
like we're in a spaceship. I'm like, engage. I love this. It's El Vikingo
El
and in
Vikingo.
spaceship. All right.
What do you
and-
say, El Vikingo?
Yeah, I think it says El
El
Vikingo.
That's Viking in Spanish.
El Vikingo.
El
Is
Vikingo.
And
that
Vikingo.
Vikingo?
Yeah.
No. Thank you for the pronunciation. I
Yep.
appreciate it. And Dad,
Oh, you are welcome.
Dad says we all sound good.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you, Bruce.
All right.
Thank
So let's move into our first topic, and you guys have seen some of the description that we put up. You know, me and Marlene, we've lived here in Huntington Beach for 10 years now, and it's been amazing. It's been so much fun, but with great opportunities in front of us. In the next few weeks, we're taking the plunge and we're moving. So we're uprooting ourselves from Huntington Beach, from a place we've been for a long time, and we're moving to Palm Desert, which is a big change. It's scary. It's exciting. It's
Yeah.
a lot of things. So, but in order to get to that, I wanted to tell the story of getting back. So the first topic that we're going to talk about today is why Huntington Beach.
Wow.
And we're going to start by going back to,
Edgar?
I know.
is it 2011?
No, it wasn't. You guys moved here in. So I remember you guys were living in Pico at the King Taco on Washington and Rosemead's right here. You guys live in the apartments in the
Yeah.
back. And I remember running into Whit walking. He looked really mad.
Walking to King Taco?
Yeah, just walking to King Taco. It looks like he was gonna go get his then girlfriend like some food because I don't
Yep.
think you guys were married yet.
No.
And I'm like, Whit. He's like, oh, what's up, dude? I'm just walking. I don't know what you were saying, but you're sweating. So this is about 2006.
No. It's after that because 2006.
2007.
2000. Oh shit!
Yeah.
It was 2000. Oh my god! It was 2007.
Yeah, because I remember
know.
I was still working. Believe it or not, you're gonna laugh at me. There was a cell phone kiosk inside a Mexican supermarket on Whittier and Rosemead called Gigante.
Gigante.
Yes,
I remember
and it was
that.
called Singular Wireless.
Oh yeah.
Where I once helped you.
Yeah,
for your
you did.
services. And
Services.
yeah, I remember going like, yeah, King Taco and Pico, yeah, we can go lunch break every day, whatever. And I remember seeing him walking. That was 2000.
It had to be either 07 or 08. 06, I know that we were in West Covina.
Yes,
but
you were.
We were in West Covina.
Watching
06.
the Oscar De La Hoya versus Floyd Mayweather.
Oh my God, that's right. But you're an elephant, dude. You remember everything.
Yeah, traumatic.
I don't remember what happened yesterday. So
because remember, Johnny made me sing in front of you guys. That was
good.
embarrassing.
Okay.
Thank you, Johnny.
Yeah, we so I remember because the only reason why I remember is because me and Rod and Johnny took a picture in Rod's apartment with my digital camera, and it was and I had the timestamp at the bottom. So I remember it was like Christmas 2006. so we were still in West Covina in 2007. So I want to say we're looking at late 2007, early 2008. We were in Pico Rivera, and we stayed there for about a year. We stayed there for the least amount of time that we could, and because you know, I have a lot of friends who live in Pico Rivera and they live in great neighborhoods, but we just had a bad experience. We had a really, really bad experience.
Well, granted, you guys were right there in that intersection where there was a lot of activity.
We didn't.
Sucks for you guys, activity. Seriously.
But it was kind of cool to be able to walk to what it was, LA Fitness, LA Fatness.
Yeah,
we'll walk there.
we
will walk to King Taco.
Yeah.
We will. It was fine, and no offense to. I know that I have a lot of friends that live in Pico Rivera, but it was just.
It was rough for us.
Yeah, but they know too. They know there's certain injunctions of that city where, like, it's just, you know, there's a high crime rate area, which is fine.
Well, where we live, though, it was so much more, and it was the apartment complex too. Yeah. I think that was the major factor was our apartment complex. We lived in a place that the plumbing was rough. We did in the whole year that I lived there, I met one neighbor.
Wow.
Because nobody would answer their door, and it was just nobody was friendly.
Yeah.
So maybe about like 2 months before we our lease was up, we were like, we need a place that's like rehab for the soul. Mm-hmm. You know, we need to find some place that we can just you know, reconnect with people and be like that. So we said, why don't we look at the beach? And we're like, oh, we can't afford it. You know, well, let's look. I think Marlene wanted to look towards Santa Monica and Long Beach. Mm-hmm. And we looked at a couple of places out there, but everything, to me anyways, Long Beach and Santa Monica felt very like downtown LA by the beach. It was just very congested, very small, very claustrophobic. I felt very claustrophobic. Yeah. So I said, why don't we look into Orange County? You know, you can, you know, at the time Marlene was bartending. You can find a job out there, no problem. Yeah. You know, the worst part was for me because I'll have to drive. Mm-hmm. You know, I'll have. But for me,
but also we thought that it was going to be expensive.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be like way too expensive. So, and I said, you know what?
Okay.
Fuck it. Let's just try. Let's just go look. So we looked in Newport. We looked in Huntington Beach. We looked in Costa Mesa, and we found this place where we are right now here in this apartment complex. We found this place a little over 10 years ago. And and when we did the numbers, when we ran the numbers, it was literally $7 more than what we were paying in Pico Rivera.
Wow, really?
Mm-hmm. And $7 more.
And a mile away from the beach.
Yeah.
Wow.
A mile away from the water. And there's so many amenities here and stuff like that. There was just too many positives out of it. We didn't know anybody here. And we were like, hey, you know what? Let's just go. And with the first day that we moved in, I'll never forget our neighbor. His name was Colby, and he was a wine distributor. And as we're moving our stuff in, now I'm in Pico mentality. Okay, I'm in like
out of that.
Keep my head down. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to, you know. And I'm moving my stuff in. And he comes in. He's like, "Hey, how's it going? You guys need some help?" And I'm like,
"You want to help us?"
It was so foreign to me. But man, it felt great.
Yeah,
it did. And I remember too, we were driving and we went into one of the stores and we were trying to get out and people actually let us out. Like they were like, go ahead. I was like,
oh no, after you.
What?
It wasn't cutthroat.
What?
Yeah.
people are nice over here. Like that was the biggest thing I remember telling you.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, people are nice over here.
But what's funny is you guys mentioned why Huntington Beach, and my first taste of Huntington Beach was probably like Elephant here, 2004.
Okay.
And I came to my first bonfire out here.
Oh, it's the best.
And that was my first impression of Huntington Beach. I'm like, oh, so this is where everyone comes to unwind, relax, and have fun. And, you know, back then I was a huge stoner. So this was the escapade, stoner.
Oh, okay.
This is the huge escapade to go do it.
You said.
And there was no judgment. So I'm like, oh, so I guess this is where everyone comes. I'm like, okay. So 05 came around, and then 06, 07, I started dating my now wife, and she had family out here that moved out here, and I started coming out here more. Then we got a dog. We discovered the dog beach. I'm just like, damn, man. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of getting hooked on here. And aside from every city has riffraff, obviously.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I have nothing but good memories of this place. I would love to frequent here more. I know it's a different lifestyle. It's a different side of the freeway. But nonetheless, I'm like, I love coming out here. It not only reminds me of you two, but it reminds me of just positive things. And then going to the shore. Obviously, I have a tough time with sand on my feet.
Me
but
too.
Nonetheless, I'm like, even if I sit by the concrete right there by the sand, like right before you step into it, there's nothing that's bad or negative that triggers my mind. And that's what I like about this city. Of course, again, need I remind everybody, there's riffraff everywhere. Listen, don't pay attention to that.
There's
you need to be busy doing cool shit. Don't worry about the other stuff. So.
There's
plenty of that.
So many pluses and minuses to anywhere that you can live. I think that there's a lot more pluses here. At least for me, but that's also subjective because, you know, like my dad who's watching right now, my dad hates the beach. Not so much that he hates the beach. He hates the sand.
Yeah. And I can relate.
And I remember that as a kid, Dad always said, he was like, he didn't like going to the beach because sand gets everywhere. Bottom line, we all know this. Sand gets everywhere. And he was like, I remember he told me, he's like, I can't go from the beach to a wedding because there's no way you can like take a shower and get all the sand off and
you got to brush it off.
Yeah, you can't do that. So, and my dad is, you know, he never liked that. So, so what I mean is it's subjective, but for us, when we first came out here and when we found out that it was literally $7 more than what we were paying in Pico Rivera, it made so much sense for us to come out here. And obviously when you get down to the nitty gritty of everything, it was a lot more because I'm spending more in gas, driving to work or driving to and from. I spend more time on the freeway, but at the end of the day, waking up, you know, in a happy place made all the difference for me, you know?
Exactly. And it was one of those like, yes, I drive far and you know, spend more money on gas, but in the morning you wake up next to the beach. Yeah. And you just have those vibes and it's cooler over here. It is just overall it's a great city to be. Yeah. And this one hurts a little bit more than the others because we have lived everywhere. Yeah. And I'm a gypsy and we've been moving almost every year. So to me, it's easy for me to be like, okay, next chapter. Yeah. But this one hurts. This one is bringing tears to my eyes.
Now, let me ask both of you this question because this always runs through my mind. Living by the shore. I know, me personally, I respect the ocean. Right. But I fear it. So there was never that thought in your mind. You're like, what if there was like, remember the earthquake?
Oh, you're talking about tsunami?
Like tsunami?
Yes. And I'm like,
okay, you can ask Marlene.
You need to call your wife now.
She wants to die by a tsunami. I swear.
Listen, I'm going to go. I know I'm going to go somehow. And to me, if I go in my sleep, if somebody shoots me or in a car accident or something like that, that's lame. Yeah. I hope that if I go,
It's
sirens go off,
by
and
nature.
and I can go all the way to the top and just witness something majestic before I go. I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna run a tsunami, but we're a mile away, so it may take a while to get here. But still, I will.
But no. But
Has your husband told you about that?
But she's talking about one of those day after tomorrow tsunamis. That's
which I was envisioning
800 feet high that takes out.
That's what you think about.
So in 2011, when the Fukushima earthquake hit, they were at George's playing, right? And I'm looking at the TV screens at the bar, and I'm just like, tsunami warning in Huntington Beach.
Yeah.
And I looked at Will like,
that's right.
You need to tell your wife right now.
Oh, that's right. I remember
the
calling
shit's
you.
going down.
Yeah.
I called you.
Yeah. And,
and you told me, get the hell out of there. And I was like,
She's
nope,
like, nah.
I'm going to go all the way to the top and just sit there and wait for my death.
And I'm like,
Not
you better
afraid.
go home, Wit. Could have water coming.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, no.
It's funny because I used to work in Long Beach. Marlene used to work in Long Beach as well. And from Huntington Beach, you can take the 405. You can take freeways, and that's more inland, or you can take PCH. And PCH, it'll take you an extra 5 to 10 minutes to get to your destination. But for me, anytime that I can get to and from work by taking PCH, I take PCH because it calms me being able to see the waves, see the ocean, see that.
Especially at night when you're coming home, you look over and you see infinity. It's pitch black. I think that's one of the awesome things about it's just crazy. Like when we go on cruises, I love going outside and just getting that breeze and just witnessing nothing. It's just infinity. Like,
you
just
know
the
what?
ocean
You're
goes
I
and
absolutely
goes and
I
goes.
hear Marlene out because I had that same experience when I was out in Mojave Desert. And you go out and you see nothing. You're just like, but you look up, you see a bunch of stars.
Yes.
Yeah, but but Marlene's crazy, especially when she drinks. So Marlene.
Marlene's crazy. Period.
Yeah, listen, I'm sorry,
Drinks or no drinks.
but I'm throwing her business out right there because there was one time, or not, there was multiple times, but one time in particular that scared the shit out of me. She was driving, or I was driving, and she was drunk, but she was in the passenger seat, and we're driving down PCH. We're coming back from Long Beach, and she was like, "I wish there was a tsunami right now." And I was like, "Wait, what?" And she goes, "Yeah, we're gonna
and
go.
He goes, where are we gonna go?
We're gonna go anyways.
No turn
like,
for miles.
listen, it's all pitch black." She's like, "Can you imagine, like, just out of nowhere, seeing this big tsunami come at you?" And I was like,
I thought that movie Deep Impact.
I was like, I thought I knew you.
Yeah.
You know me better now.
No, but I mean, truthfully speaking, if we knew it was guaranteed. Okay, this is it. Tsunami or meteor? What would you choose?
Tsunami.
She'll pick tsunami.
Okay,
hold on. Is the meteor landing on me,
meteor,
or is the
though?
meteor landing in the ocean and creating a tsunami?
No, it's landing on ground.
As long as I can see it.
I'll go with the tsunami.
You could literally see like, oh man.
Here's the thing.
You can see both. So meteor.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can see both.
Yeah.
You can boom and then.
You can boom and then.
And then
Okay, so Marlene.
How I would like to go, man.
I'm gonna put this.
Meteorite, man.
I'm gonna put this to everybody that's watching.
I go big.
Edgar posts a very good question. The question is: would you rather leave this world by meteor or by tsunami? And you can't say meteor in the ocean and then get the tsunami. It's either the tsunami takes you out or the meteor hits land, and I don't even know if that's fire or wind or.
There's no Homer Simpson riding the meteor.
So
to the beach.
Let me know what you guys think. What
Have the Simpsons already predicted that?
Probably.
Oh God.
And with that being said, while you guys are typing your answers right now, letting us know what's up, let's jump into a few people over here. My friend Dave Tomko. Love you, brother. We played your wedding, and I miss you.
One of the coolest weddings.
That was the coolest wedding.
Fun.
It was it wasn't. I think it was at the Gas Lamp. It was at the Gas Lamp, and everybody that attended had to wear concert T-shirts.
What?
Yeah,
no way.
That was dope. I wore the Eagles.
I wore Metallica.
You wore Metallica.
Oh.
Yeah, that was dope. Thanks for hanging out.
From concerts?
Well,
my
with
shirt wasn't from a concert,
merch?
but yes.
Oh,
but it was
cool.
one of those concert shirts that you can buy at H&M.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got Angie. Hey, Angie, how are you? Thank you for the support. Thanks for being here. Brenda Wooten from World According to Woot. She's hanging out with us. See you at Fantasy Springs. Yes, indeed. If I'm not mistaken, we're doing a bunch of shows with Led Zeppelin again coming up, and
I never seen Led Zeppelin again.
oh, you got to. It's
the
just
day that I
amazing.
was supposed
They're
to
playing at 28 West, like on Tuesday.
back in the day.
Yeah, they're playing on Tuesday.
Led Zeppelin
On
again?
Tuesday?
Yes.
Where?
At 28 West.
No way.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
The day I was supposed to go see Led Zeppelin again, and I think you guys opened for them or something
Mhm.
at Quiet Canyon.
Oh,
I
yeah.
got off late from work. I was working at Coyotes at the time,
Yes.
and I didn't know these guys. And I remember that it was kind of late, so we ended up going to Chico's.
Yeah.
You went to Chico's?
Beverly and Garfield. In the city
I
of
was like,
Montebello.
Chico's, what is that place? Oh, got it.
And we got Boris up here, my man. Good to see you, brother. Billy, brother. Hey, neighbors.
Yay.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Billy
Wow.
just bought a
Yep.
place out there, out in La Quinta.
Beautiful
Wow.
place, by the
Yeah,
way.
beautiful,
I'm in love with
amazing
it.
place. We got Chip. He's jumping in here. He's saying, still going to play all your normal gigs with Steel Rod at Decades and all that? Yes, absolutely. I have been, me and Rod started this band with Gabriel Falcone 21, 22 years ago, something like that. And about a little bit less than a year into it, our drummer, Gabriel Falcone, got a gig up in Vegas, and we needed a drummer. And Johnny was friends with Rod, and Rod says, "Hey, I've got the drummer. I've got this guy. Let's see if we can make it happen." Johnny jumped in, and the three of us have been a band for over 20 years now. So, yeah, I'm not. This is a permanent part of my life right now. So, I'm not. I mean, just because I'm moving, the only thing that's changed is my drive time. Steel Rod is still absolutely important to me in my life, and it's my business. I run it. I love it. I love performing. I love doing it. So you're not getting rid of me that quick. So, but we also,
Like, damn.
Chip, we also have, in the next month or two, you're going to see a lot of Steel Rod announcements coming up as far as gigs, possible residencies, and some really big stuff happening. So, definitely stay tuned, follow Steel Rod Band, and we're going to see some cool stuff.
So Chico's in Montebello.
Yeah,
right?
Chico's in Montebello. We're playing.
Speaking of,
So Dad jumps in here, Bruce Petrell. So how close the San Andreas Fault will you be? My friend said, if you have to ask, is this the big one? The answer is 1.
you know,
Bruce is funny, dude.
What does that mean? I don't understand. But what I do think, if you have to ask if this is the big one, the answer is yes, it is. So I'm actually I want to move far enough out.
we're all screwed if San Andrea. Like, yeah, if that happens, which I remember coming here in 1994, and I remember that they kept talking about it, and I've been waiting for it every single year.
Were you here for the Northridge quake?
No, I was here. It happened in 94, right?
Yeah,
At the beginning of the
January.
year.
Yeah.
I was here at the end of February.
Oh, you're such a.
But I
She missed
remember
it.
I was living in Huntington Beach. Oh, I love Huntington Beach.
Oh.
In Whittier, I was living in Whittier, and there were parts of the street that was lifted.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
this is worse than Mexico. And they were like, yeah.
No, what's even crazier
They
is
were like, no, it
in
was the
1987, we had
San
the
Francisco.
we had the Whittier Narrows quake.
When was
And-
that was 85? Was the
No,
San
87.
Francisco?
No, 86. That was
86?
during the World Series.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
I remember
I remember watching that. I'm like, I don't know. It was just some weird PTSD because, no, 88, sorry. 87, a TV fell on me during the earthquake. That's how
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was crazy because it was like early in the morning before school. And a lot of people do not remember that earthquake for some freaking reason. I'm just like, but this last quake we had like last year, I think, or the year before.
Yeah.
That fault line was right there, like maybe like a mile from my house.
Mhm.
So I'm just like,
Wow.
oh, great. Not good.
Well, see,
Yay.
I want to
This is
move. I want to
great.
buy property out there because that way, when California falls into the ocean, we've got beachfront property. Like,
So tsunami or what?
Yeah, I'm just. All right, we got a couple people answering. We got Mark Leverton in Colorado. He wants to go
Team
by
Tsunami.
Tsunami. He's okay. We got Team Tsunami has one. Shivani, my sister. Meteor, instantaneous, no drowning.
Wow.
Okay, that's
Okay.
yeah. All
Well,
right.
here's the thing: what a tsunami will just wipe you out, though.
Well, it depends on the tsunami.
You might hit something super quick. You might hit the next building, and then you're out.
That's true. You might get
Could be the
smashed
equivalent.
underwater.
It's just water.
You
What are
might
we talking about?
you might get sandwiched with a bus and a car underwater.
I mean,
Yeah.
Bruce said he's done.
And then
with
Angie
meters,
says the
too,
rest
yeah.
is history.
Wow.
How are you, Mr. Schlitt? Good to see you on here. Thank you again for always hanging out. Appreciate you. Adam Van Dyke is watching. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Adam Van Dyke. Man,
Adam.
love you, brother. And thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate you. We need to talk. I'm going to hit you up, buddy. I got some big plans and a lot of those big plans include you. So good stuff coming. I'm going to hit you up, sir. I love the cross chatter, Mr. Schlitt. Bruce, what is up at the summit?
What is this summit you speak of?
Well, it depends. It depends on if he's talking about the summit where my dad lives, or my dad was in a band called Summit back in the day. Yeah.
Okay.
That might be interesting. And Alberto, you have to have your wife more often. She's really cool. Lucky guy.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. I'll send you a shirt. Hey, he's trying.
Oh,
That's
I love
awesome.
it.
Thank you. Thank you, Alberto. Just kidding.
I love it. All right. So let's get back to the why Huntington Beach. So we moved out here because we were looking for basically some rehab for the soul.
And we called it that, remember?
did.
We need some rehab.
We need some rehab for our soul. I remember the whole year that we lived in that apartment complex in Pico Rivera. I met one neighbor, and I remember a turning point too, because there was something wrong with our water. And I remember knocking on some of the other doors just to ask the neighbors, like, hey, is it happening to you guys too? And I remember knocking on the door, and the little peepholes, and you can see when someone comes
We're
to
Mexican. It. We see and we don't open the door. Don't you know this?
Well, it just
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm always like either to the window,
nope,
to the people, or
It's
like a halfway open.
I could
door.
see through the people that someone came to it
Yeah.
and then they left, and I was like,
That was the cops.
and I even said like, hey, I'm a neighbor. I just have a question about people were so unfriendly, bottom line. And it was so frustrating. So we decided to say it was rehab for the soul to go move to Huntington Beach. And we ended up moving, and we moved, and it was a big changing point. I remember we got some beach cruisers, and we got a barbecue out for the patio. And it was just, nice. I got a surfboard, and we were surfing a lot and going to the beach a lot, and it was a blast. And we were there for a few years. And then let's jump into the next segment, which is why DTLA.
Dun, dun, dun.
Why downtown LA? We moved.
Why not? Because New York couldn't happen.
Because New York couldn't happen. That's actually a very great description. Marlene, if you don't know this by now, Marlene is somewhat of a gypsy, and she wants to live everywhere and anywhere all the time.
The sky's the limit.
And she used to always tell me, she was like, I want to live in Spain. I want to live in downtown New York.
I'm still manifesting it, and it's gonna happen.
Okay, all right.
Deal with it.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
All right.
But
can we do some baby steps?
No.
Can we get out of here? Can
It's
we
been
move to
20
Palm Desert
years,
first?
okay?
No, but truthfully speaking, I think Spain would be so badass.
It would so be.
I mean, not to be so I guess racially centric on this stuff, but that's kind of like yours. You're Iberian, just like us.
Yeah.
But the lifestyle there, it's like they take siesta.
Yes,
which is unheard
I take siesta here.
I know, and that's bad.
Why do we got to move over there for me to do the same thing that I'm doing here?
Time is generally so fast here. Like it's really really fast, and it moves too fast. And when we went to visit, granted we were on vacation mode.
Yeah.
Still, like it's like. And like you said, they take siesta. Not only that, but they make you take your vacation, and it's about 2 months or so.
Their mental health,
vacation.
like, I guess, an enforcing of like you being okay.
Yes. Yes.
Like is crucial. Like,
Yeah. Angie
we're so
makes a great point. She says Spain is going to be one hell of a commute.
Yep.
Yeah, very true.
But downtown LA,
he's willing to make it.
Yeah, I think. Well, here's the thing too: is that so back to this whole why DTLA.
Yeah.
Marlene has wanted to live in a lot of places, and I think, and we grew up very different. Marlene moved around a lot growing up. I was pretty much born and raised in the same home my whole life. I had a lot of roots in, and so we come from very different walks of life. So when
you're an SGV kid, right?
What's that?
You're an SGV kid, right? Sanger Rebellion.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Glendora.
Yeah,
that's
deep.
That scary part.
Is that the white part of
Marlene? That's where people go and disappear magically. All of a sudden, like today's news: Wick Patrol disappeared, and the hiking trails where there's a bunch of mountain lions. That was really not. Yeah,
I was born and raised there, and. But so when we got together and Marlene had all these aspirations for living in Spain and living in New York, she always talked about New York. She wanted to live in New York.
Well, I talked about it because my girlfriends and I went for my friend Bianca's birthday.
Yeah.
And it's my jam. Like everybody walk, like it's fast. I like it. Like I'm a fast walker. I love walking everywhere. I love being able to see
But don't you think Whit would love it? Because no one gives a fuck there, man.
Everyone's you would think that he would. I'm gonna take him.
A and B there.
Yeah.
And nothing in between. There's high extreme, low extreme, nothing in between.
I don't know, bro.
And I would love to go there. I've never been there before.
Well, let's all go.
Yeah.
Okay,
well, hold on.
My son wants to go, and he's only 6 years old.
So
it's fun.
She's been to New York. I've never been.
Yeah.
And so and here's the thing too, is that my career is all here. My whole career, everything that supports my life is here right now. Anyways. So
we're gonna have to tap into an opportunity.
Well, the thing is, like when and this is back to the whole why DTLA. I was like, you know what? I'm not tied down to an office for my job. I travel. I'm playing tonight in Whittier. I'm playing tomorrow in Palm Desert. I'm playing the other day in San Diego. Like I'm always traveling, so it doesn't matter where I live.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always traveling anyways. So I said, well, if you want to live that urban lifestyle, the best I can do right now is let's move to downtown LA. We had a good run in Huntington Beach for maybe 4 or 5 years, I think. And then I was like, you know what? Let's go. We don't have any kids. We don't have anything tying us down like an office or anything like that. Let's move to downtown LA. It's not that far. And hey, if we're there for a year and a half or so, or a year, and if we like it, great. If we don't, we're out. That's the kind of mentality I was taking with it. Like I'm open to going and enjoying that or not enjoying it, but at least giving you the opportunity to experience that downtown lifestyle. Even if it's not New York, hey, this is the best I can do right now.
It was so much fun because I remember we found a place and I found a job in a week.
Right away.
Yeah. It's that quick.
It was meant to happen.
That quick. There.
Yeah, it really did. Like I had two job offers, and
you got 2 job offers.
I got 2 job offers.
Wow.
One was because
you're bilingual too.
Yeah. So that was awesome, and especially after going to so many places to look for apartments, and it was really cool because we saw really awesome places, awesome apartments, but at the same time they were very expensive. And we got lucky with this one.
Like 10 minutes from Staples Center or something?
Not even.
No, we were across the street.
We could see it. We lived on the
500 feet away, right?
Yeah.
I could throw a rock
at it. On the 12th floor.
Yeah.
We could hear everything, like when the
Lakers
games were
playing.
Everything. Like you could see.
Badass.
Yeah.
One thing that was really cool is that, we did look at a lot of different places in downtown LA, and we went, a little bit further out in some sketchier areas that was cheaper. But the sketchier areas were just loud. They were sketchier. So we went to some of the nicer places, which was, what was it called? South Park area, which is right
South
by
Park,
Staples Center, Nokia Center, LA Live. And there was a place called the Met.
I know the Met.
And the Met had a sister property that was like the Met Lofts. Yeah. And we looked at the Met Lofts, and it was this amazing, beautiful place that was just a loft. So it was basically like a studio. It was just a studio. It was one big room, that had the kitchen.
Yeah.
And everything there. And the only thing that was a separate room was the toilet. That's the only thing that was a separate room.
But the view, though.
But the view was 3 pane.
Big window, remember?
It was like 3 pane glass from ceiling to floor. And it was 15-foot ceilings. And we were on the second floor. And it literally, outside the window, you just look right at Staples Center.
Mm-hmm.
It was like right across the street. Across the street. It was amazing. Okay. But for this place, it was 500 square feet. It was tiny, really tiny, and it was $2,300 a month. That sounds about right.
But it went. Remember, it was like, how much was it?
Well, I think it started the first day that we went in there. It was 1,900, and like a week later, it was 23.
Because it was probably more
because it changes daily.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
and I remember we went in, and
LA
but what solidified it for me to not go there was, me and my wife, we obviously we love each other and we have a great relationship, but we still get mad sometimes. And there's occasions where I don't want to see her.
Not me. I'm an angel.
And there's occasions where we get into arguments, and it is what it is.
You don't want to dive in front of a moving car.
So there's times when, but the thing is, at a loft, like, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna walk over to the kitchen and be like, I don't want to see you. Like, there's no place to go.
You just jump out of the window. Like, you magically land on your feet at the bottom of the
floor. Like, there's no place for us to go. So I wasn't happy with that. So, but luckily we found a place at their sister property. It was a 1-bedroom place. So if we got mad at each other, I could at least go in the other room and I didn't have to look at her and be mad. I could be over there.
I don't think we saw enough of each other to even have that. Like,
so you had to wait for the elevator. Like, Dad.
Yeah. But the cool thing was we were on the 12th floor of the Met, and our balcony faced LA Live. So from there we could see LA Live. We could do everything and it was great because there were times that I'd walk out on the balcony and just look down and see all these jerseys. And I'm like, hey babe, you want to go to a Laker game tonight? Like, we got nothing to do. Yeah. We'd go down, scalp some tickets, and go and walk across the street and go to
that easy.
It was that easy.
Tickets
or easy. There was a half marathon that was it started. No, it finished. It ended right in front of us.
Right in front of our house.
But it was cool because I was like, I can still sleep a little bit. It will take us 5 minutes to get down there. Cool. Yeah. It was such a cool experience, and especially walking everywhere. I walked to work every day.
So awesome.
It was a mile away, so I walked there and walked back. Not the best idea, especially at night with all the transients. Yeah. But you know what?
Yeah. Yeah. That's one thing Marlene, for sure, like every woman I've ever known to this day that has lived in any part of LA, especially right there in downtown, they've grown to be so hard about not just the surroundings, but just in life in general. Mm-hmm. And they're very overprotective, and they want to surround themselves with people that think they're like-minded. Right. Like, yeah, we're all basically in this weird rat race in downtown LA, dude.
Yeah. You know what's hilarious? I'm sorry. I got a glimpse of this. So if, ladies and gentlemen, I know what you're gonna say. If you're watching this, if you're listening to us, I'm gonna describe it for you. But if you're watching this, this is a whole different setup than what we're used to, because normally I have the table turned the other way, and we're facing each other, and we're both sitting on the same chairs. But because I had to turn it this way because I have 3 guests, I brought in my computer chair from the other room, and it sits really low. And Edgar's a really a giant human being. How tall are you? 6'2", 6'3"? 6'3", 6'3". He's a big dude, and he's sitting to the left of me on my regular chair, and my wife, who is all of 5'1".
I'm 6'3".
She's 6'3". My wife, who is all of 5'1", she's sitting on the same chair, and she looks the same size as him. And I'm sitting on this computer chair it's like I'm at the kiddie table.
Can you get it higher?
I think I might be able to get it higher. I don't know if I can get it.
Let's see. Yes, you can.
Let's try it.
I'll help you if you need help. There we go.
All right.
Let me see.
All right, now
okay.
I'm on the adult table.
I'm at the adult table. Oh my God. I literally just glanced over. Oh, but you know what's great though? My feet are dangling now.
Wow. Okay. They're like,
I'm like, oh, now I can just have fun playing here. But
fun.
I thought that was hilarious because it was literally like the best representation of the 5-foot Viking was.
Wait, I have a question, by the way.
Yeah.
Both of you.
Yeah.
So, you guys lived there from what, 2012?
Don't ask me things.
Something like that. Around 2012.
You're
Yeah.
the one that remembers all of this.
Yeah.
Were you guys there for the Cecil Hotel thing?
Oh, yes, we were.
So tell me about what that was like.
Okay.
No, like describe the entire process.
Let me back up real
what
quick.
Happened?
And we'll get into a little bit of that, but first I have to tell you guys about how. I'm sorry, babe, but I'm throwing your business out there again. About
like you have
how naive, my
Los
gorgeous,
Angeles Brewing
incredible,
Company?
amazing wife was when we moved there.
I don't like when this
Because we came from the beach and we would go running every day, and we go running. We were big runners back there. Marlene is still a big runner. I'm not so much. I got my fat jacket on, and I'm
run for fun.
I need to get back to it.
It's not I'm a runner anymore. It's just I have dogs and they need to get this.
Well, you keep
heck out of
running.
here.
Yes.
So they take me for a run.
They take you for a walk.
They take me for a walk.
You call them your personal trainers, right?
Mm-hmm. They're my personal trainers.
So
They're like, come on.
before we had dogs, we get to downtown LA and Marlene wants to stay on her running. So I'm like, let's go running together. But what she didn't realize was back then there was a huge outbreak of what was it?
Typhus?
No, it was on
Syphilis.
It was on Skid Row, and it was
It was either hepatitis or
I think it was hepatitis.
No,
I don't know.
It was hep. And,
No, it was something with your
cough, right?
Yeah,
it was tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis. There was a massive outbreak on Skid Row, and so we're at and Marlene wants to go running. And I'm like, cool. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna go running. Oh, Angie brought up. Thank you, Angie. Yeah, tuberculosis. Yeah. And that was a big thing, and it was a big scare because it was massive on Skid Row, and we weren't too far. We're a few blocks away. So we go running, and I'm like, well, we don't really know the area, so we start running down the streets, and we're running and running and running, and then we get to this area, and I turn around, I'm like, oh fuck, this is Skid Row, and we picked the perfect day to go running, and so this is Skid Row, and it's like a gauntlet of homeless tents and stuff like that, and so I look over at Marlene, and we're waiting at a light, and I'm like, babe, when this turns green, we're running and we're not stopping. And she was like, okay, cool. And so it turns green. We start running. I start running. There's a red light. I run through the red light. We keep going. I'm like waiting for cars. I'm playing Frogger. I'm going through my shit. I'm like, okay, we get through all this. And then I realize my wife isn't next to me. And I turn around and she's a block away.
It wasn't my right of way yet.
She's standing at the red light, like taking her pulse and like just taking her sweet, like, oh, looking at her clock. And I was like, didn't you hear what I said? Like, we're running.
I thought you were like, I was like, challenge accepted. I'm running. It was like that.
So then we get all the way back home and she's mad at me. Okay. She goes, I'm like, babe, why didn't you run? She goes, I can't believe you just would be like that. Like, and I'm like, once I explained to her, like, that's a very scary area to just be standing there. You need to tell
me these things.
And she goes, oh, my bad. I thought you were just saying we need to not stop. Like you were trying to like motivate me.
I should have known best.
And I was like, oh shit. So
no, but truthfully speaking, I mean, I've been to the Row many times and there are people there that were not there necessarily by choice, is what I learned. But it's not an unsafe place necessarily to go and jog with headphones.
Yeah.
That's what I learned.
Yeah, I always had headphones on.
Have headphones
they were
on.
Never on, but they were on.
You always got to be on watch. Yeah. And just like at this point, anywhere that you jog. Right. But just the one thing I would recommend the people that, attempt to live there and jog there, watch your feet because you don't step on needles or crack.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That's the only two things.
Especially now. It wasn't, yes, it was bad before,
Yeah.
but it's we've been. Oof,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then now
It's
it's
a
like
different
even
level.
worse. It's even worse now. So
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, it's
So we were there
it's
for
what's doing.
we were there in downtown LA for I think our lease
15 months.
15 months.
Yeah.
So we stayed there for 15 months. And when we got done with it, I know Marlene wanted to stay because she loved she loved being able to walk to work. She loved being able to.
It is pretty bad.
I don't like to go to places and drink because I don't want to drink and drive. Well,
Yeah.
now, right?
Mm.
Many years I did it, and not the best decision I've ever made. I made a lot of very, very bad decisions when I was
Yeah.
in my early 20s,
Yeah.
and then 30s, and then my early 40s now too. But that hasn't stopped. But it was just the fact that I could walk to work, that I could
Yeah.
have a happy hour with one of my coworkers or friends. The fact that everything was there.
Yeah.
We
Walking
could go
distance.
to
It's so
whatever bar we
convenient,
wanted
yeah.
and go and crawl back home.
And
you
there's
did.
food too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
gosh,
the beauty
yes.
of it too. Yeah.
I got so fat. It was awesome.
It really was cool. But at the end of our lease, it was kind of like my surfboard never got wet. And, and also,
what do you mean? Santa Monica's not too far.
Yeah,
from
but
there,
Santa
man.
Monica was
Santa
like-
Monica is like it's like 20 minutes away. Not with traffic, because
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
drive all the way over there for a run, for a good long
And-
run,
And
and it'll
LA,
take me
and
an
LA
hour.
20 minutes is what, 45,
Yeah.
50?
Yeah,
Yeah.
traffic. No matter
So-
what time.
So like being like I said at the very beginning, there's pluses and minuses to anywhere that you live.
Yeah.
Downtown LA definitely had some pluses. It was a lot of fun, a lot of nightlife, a lot of social aspects of it. But for me anyways, driving everywhere was very difficult.
Yeah.
That was a rough time.
Well, what I
And-
would recommend for people that are just they don't necessarily they're young couples
Mhm.
looking to explore. Yeah, go experience New York and downtown LA.
Hmm.
But if you're a seasoned
Yeah.
couple like we are,
Well, that's another
But
reason
that
why
was
we did it
dogs,
at that time.
yeah,
Like
or
we
with
were like,
kids,
we don't have
whatever.
kids. We don't have anything tying us down.
But you
Let's
guys
go
have
experience
pets.
this
You guys
now.
have pets.
No,
We
no,
only
but
had
what I'm
one
saying
is-
cat at
big.
the time.
Oh, you guys didn't, right?
What I'm
Yeah,
saying
we
is
only had
at the
one.
time,
Yeah.
we-
One
uh,
animal.
yeah, what I'm saying is at the time we didn't have any pets.
Yeah.
I think we had Motley.
That's it.
Yeah.
We had one indoor cat. We had no kids. We had nothing really tying us down.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were going to try and go experience that, that was the time to
Yeah.
go do it.
Mhm.
Just like you said, like young people, if you're going to go experience it, do it when you're young. Enjoy it.
Because not to mention
We were
all
youngish.
of the venues that are around there.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Like Staples, the
Yeah.
Orpheum. What's that other by the Grand Central Market? The one that's attached to it, like around the corner. There's a bunch of pillars.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
forgot that venue. But like Nora Jones
Mhm.
played there. Garth Brooks has played there. I'm just like, in downtown? What
There's
the
a-
hell? Like,
There's some
dude,
great stuff.
not the
There's some
Mayan.
great
Well, then
stuff
there's the
there.
Mayan.
Mhm.
And then the place where you guys had Fistful of Steel was
Yeah,
was
that's
it called?
right.
The Velasco.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah,
Velasco.
yeah.
Velasco.
Yeah.
I lost my shoe there.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a whole other podcast.
By the way, if you found
If you found a size
report
9 Converse, fucking
kiss my Converse.
so anyway, back to downtown LA. We were there for 15 months, enjoyed it. Pluses and minuses for sure. But at the end of that lease, we decided, you know what? Let's go back to the beach. So we ended up, let's get back to the next segment, which is back to HB.
Mhm.
So we came back to HB. We are actually looking at the exact same apartment complex that we lived at before. Unfortunately, they didn't have anything available, so we moved to another place, which was fairly close. And then 2 years after living there,
Mhm.
we moved back to the original complex, which today, where we're filming right now, is the original, not the same actual same apartment, but the same apartment complex where we live, and we've lived here now. So it's kind of like full circle type
Yeah.
stuff. Like,
Yeah.
this is the first apartment complex that we moved into HB, and then we finally kind of ended up back here, which is it's really
Now, is
cool.
all
man.
the apartments here kind of built the the same? Kind
No.
of?
Yeah, there's
No.
there's
Three
three
different models.
there's
right?
3 different models. We live in the Avalon, and some of our friends across the way, they live in the Breeze and stuff. So they're different setups and stuff.
Ooh,
But
it's so fancy.
yeah, super cool,
Yeah.
super fancy. But I don't know. We've been here in Huntington Beach for 4 years.
In this apartment.
In
you
this
mean?
one, yeah,
Yeah,
4 years.
sure.
And we've been at the other one for 2 years. So
I don't know.
we've been in here back in HB for 6 years.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Well, I just want to say this. I know you guys are in a new chapter kind of transition, but
Mhm.
I would love to see our good friends get together and maybe get together one last time before you guys bail to Pacific City. If you guys don't know what Pacific City is in Huntington Beach, this is great. I guess I could call it like a hotel and
Pasea?
staycation. Pasea.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
right there on is it PCH and is it
it's like
Golden West?
PCH
Beach.
and
Beach,
Beach.
right?
Well, beach is waterfront, then
Yeah.
Pasea,
Yeah.
then and
It's
then
in between
Main
beach
Street.
and the pier.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe we can. Well, nothing's official yet, and there's no time frame yet. But like, I would love to get together with you guys one
That
last
would be
time
awesome.
before you guys make the shift from the shore.
From
To the
beach to
desert.
desert.
To the desert.
And
man.
but guess what? I'm not knocking on the desert at all. The
You know
desert
what?
is beautiful.
Yes, and besides the extreme weather, if that's the only challenge, we'll be okay.
No, you'll be fine. And especially wait till you see the night
Yeah.
in the desert. And Marlene likes to run. Oh, night runs are the best in the desert, is what I've seen.
Yes,
Plenty
Billy.
of times.
Yeah.
Billy's place is perfect for night runs. Let me tell you,
Billy likes to run
Billy.
for fun.
Billy will chase us
Billy.
around with his golf cart.
Well, I'm thinking that we should find a night that we can do like a HB bar tour.
Damn, you want debauchery, huh? You want people
Yeah.
getting carried out, huh?
I want.
You want Edgar in 2007, man.
We're talking carnage, bro.
Falling
Listen,
over the
we
equipment.
did two,
Damn,
and
son.
they were brutal.
We did. I think when we first moved down here, we invited some friends out. And we did a HB bar tour, and we went to Main Street. And the goal was to go from bar to bar, and at each bar we had to have a shot and a beer. It
A
was
beer and a shot.
yeah, a beer and a shot, beer and a shot, or a shot and a beer, either or, whichever one you felt more comfortable with.
And Hurricanes, I remember Hurricanes had this special that it was whatever beer you wanted and a shot of Jameson. Jack.
shot of Jameson.
For like $7 or something.
Dude, it was
I think we had 2 there.
That's absolute destruction. Just to let you guys
I think the
know.
first tour that we did, we made it to 6 bars. The second tour we did, we made it to 8 bars.
yeah, because it was the boys.
Oh,
it was
Lord, yeah.
Matt and
Oh, you said Matt. That's all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt and
Jose?
Jose.
Yeah,
Yes.
Jose.
Matt,
Jose
Jose,
was-
you and I.
Who?
Yeah.
Panito, Jose?
Yeah.
Jimenez?
It was great.
Jimenez.
Oh, Lord.
It was amazing.
Yeah, those two. Well,
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to do that again.
That's actually a great combination.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Matt, he'll kill you with alcohol.
Yeah.
We
Well,
got
then
man.
back in the day, we were all
I know.
drinking up the
I'm
wazoo.
like,
It's-
man, I remember when I met him. You were his roommate for
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah.
And
we were his roommates. Yeah.
I remember him talking about some crazy like crackhead that was on his block.
That was not me.
And like crazy stories, man. But nonetheless, I mean, you're gonna miss HB, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'll tell you what, man.
Greatly.
There's like once again, there's pluses and minuses to everything, right?
Yeah.
So there was definitely a lot of pluses to this city, and I'm definitely
Too
going to
many
miss the
pluses,
city.
actually.
I'm going to miss the city for sure. I think unfortunately there's been some problems with the. I don't want to get too into it, but there's the political system in the city has unfortunately made it difficult for police to do their job. It's been difficult for anybody to really. I don't know how to say it. Like,
It's too black and white. Basically.
yeah, there's
Right
no
now,
gray
Huntington
area.
Beach,
There's no
blend.
Yeah.
The vibes
they should
have
be
definitely
colorful.
changed.
Yeah.
They
And
have.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point where I don't feel safe anymore.
Yeah.
And this is just in our area. You know, when I come home and
Shit, us too. Where we're at, man.
you know, I work nights, and when I'm
Yeah.
gone and my wife is here
Yeah.
alone, I don't, you know, I just
Don't
want to
you
feel.
worry, I got my bat.
Trust me, I know. Marlene's got a bat, so if anybody's thinking about coming in here, fucking
spike
don't.
bat like
Listen,
Negan. From,
just don't.
I won't go down
Because she will
without a
fuck
fight.
you up.
It's going, yeah. It's
She'll
going
hit you
down.
hard.
So, you know, but I mean, and on top of that, the best thing is we have such a great opportunity in front of us. So, you know, so moving forward with the last segment right now, why Palm Desert? And I've gotten this question a lot from people who know me and people who come out to my shows. You know, they're like, why are you going? What's Palm Desert? Are you quitting the band? What's going on? And no, just to let everyone know, all four of you that are what? No, I'm just kidding.
All two of you.
All the tens of people.
Just to let you know, I'm absolutely not quitting my band or quitting my job or quitting my profession. We have a great opportunity with Marlene's career, also with my career being out there in the desert, and when I do have to come back this way, I got the fast track, so it's not too bad.
Yeah.
So, and I've got Audible, and I love listening to books, so I don't really mind. Some people don't like being in the car. I don't mind so much. So
You've always been a road warrior.
yeah.
Since day one, since I've met you,
Yeah.
man. From OC to Inland Empire, from the high desert to East LA to Orange County to I don't know where's the furthest south you gone? San Diego.
Oh gosh, San Diego.
Yeah.
TJ.
Yeah, TJ. And I don't know, man. I think this to me, like when you told me why Palm Desert,
yeah,
and you told me why you quantified the fact that this is why we're moving there, and I'm just like, yeah, go.
Yeah, we got some
You have to go.
There's some great opportunities.
Yeah.
We got a lot of long-term vision, and it's a leap of faith, and it's very scary,
Yeah.
and it's
long story short.
All
Sorry,
right.
I'm gonna break your style
here
here.
we go. She's going long story longer.
Short, no, long story short, because you love short story long. Long story short, back in March, we went for my birthday because it was my 40th, and we had already planned to do this big thing back home with my family and celebrate with my family. And unfortunately, COVID can suck it, but it took my 40th away, so I'm still pretty hurt about that. But it's okay. It is what it is. But we were very blessed that the people from Fantasy Springs Casino took care of us, and they were just so amazing.
Yeah.
They salvaged my birthday, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
But
That's
I remember
awesome. Okay, look at this guy.
we went for lunch. We went for lunch. It was Palm Desert. Am I correct?
Wow, really?
It was Palm Desert, and I remember we were walking to the brewery. It was La Quinta, because it was La Quinta Brewing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're walking.
Oh, that's right.
And and as we're walking, I'm like, I like the vibes of this place. Every time we come to Palm Springs, it's like so chill, and people are just nice, and like the pace of life seems slower.
Different.
And I love my gays. So
yes, you do.
listen, it's gonna be heaven for me. But I remember just saying, this is I wouldn't mind living here. And that's how we left it. A few weeks after or a month after, I remember I saw an opportunity and I talked to Whit. I was like, should I hit the apply button? Yeah. Well, you know what? If it's meant to be, it's going to happen. If it's not, it's not. Apply.
And it happened.
It happened. Yeah. So we're hitting a few hiccups right now.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to work itself out. The universe has ways to work in itself and the plans that it has for you. So
tsunamis
we're just
and meteors.
yeah. I mean, unfortunately, I'm not going to see a tsunami anymore, but unless it happens this week. But
shut up.
Tsunami.
And Marlene, you know what's funny? I thought West Hollywood was the queer capital of Southern California or LA County. It's not.
No,
it's actually
Palm Springs.
It's Palm Springs.
Mm-hmm.
And,
well, you have all the silver daddies. You have a bunch of gays that
man.
have bought property that don't have children that have income up to what
my old boss told me, she goes,
Yeah.
"Oh, Palm Desert, Palm Springs. Oh yeah," and I'm just like, "Really?" And she goes, "Oh yeah, there's money out there."
And literally just like
Yeah.
a week ago, Marlene says, "You should dye your beard like a rainbow." And I was like, wait,
kind of like,
Wait, why?
I did
Like-
not say that.
yeah,
Kinda
you
like
did. No,
6ix9ine?
you sent me the
Was I drunk?
yeah, you were drunk.
Probably.
You drank a bottle of wine.
We need to know if
that
people
night.
would love to see in the comment section if Whit has to dye his beard
Nope,
in a rainbow color
not going
when
down.
he moves to Palm
Okay.
Desert.
Zero.
Real quick story. We went for one of our anniversaries, and it was the coolest thing because back then we didn't really know how much of the gay population lived
Yeah.
there.
No, we had no
And,
idea.
and we walked everywhere, and then we ended up at it was hot as hell.
Yeah.
And we ended up at this bar because it was upstairs and it had misters.
Yeah.
And it was the
Yeah.
little patio. So it was like, sign me up. We went up there, got drinks, came back outside, sat down, and then we was like, I'm gonna go to the restroom. I'm like, okay, buddy, bye. So I'm waiting for him. He comes back and he goes, is this a gay bar?
Hell yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean? Why? Possibly. And he goes, well, I just got hit on like by
That's
the
at
best
the
part.
restroom
That's
by a
the
bunch
best
of
part.
guys. I'm
That's
like,
the best part.
then yeah. And it was called Silver Daddies.
Silver Daddies. Yes. I've heard
Silver
about that
Daddies.
place,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, I had it back then.
Listen.
Hey, there's a big.
Would you
market
be gay
there.
for
I-
$1 billion?
I definitely had it back then.
There's
Would
a
you be gay
ton
for
of-
an hour for $1 billion?
1 hour. 1 hour. 1
Okay,
billion.
I'm
Would
letting
you?
this podcast get away from me. We're going to get back to why Palm Desert. And Silver Daddies is not why Palm Desert.
Silver Daddies is gonna be the
we-
party.
We were talking about Palm Desert because it's definitely good opportunities for
Hell yeah,
our
there
family. And once again, you know, it's a little scary, but we're coming out. And we've got a few friends on here that are jumping in.
Yep.
Red, my good friend Red, how are you? Yes. Hey, neighbor. If I'm not mistaken, you're in La Quinta. I left Whittier 6 years ago to La
Ooh,
Quinta.
Whittier.
Love it. Music is thriving here.
Wow, really?
Yes. And
Okay.
Anthony, brother. Yes. Another
Barbecue
neighbor.
time.
Barbecue time. Come on over. Awesome. Looking forward to, getting to know people in that area. And
So far, it's been great.
I've
Yeah.
never been there, so I don't know.
you
You
got to
know,
come
I
out.
want to go out and experience. something
Yeah,
you guys
we
go
went.
out
We
there,
went to
so.
look for apartments one day. It was a Sunday. Was it a Saturday?
Mm.
I can't remember what day it was. It was a Saturday because we went to.
It was Saturday, Sunday,
Javier's
or Sunday,
bar.
Monday, maybe.
And we went out there to look for apartments, and everybody was so nice, and we ended up at this. And the night before, it was a little, like kind of getting real. And like I said, I love HB.
Yeah.
HB has been my home and my heart for a very long time, and it's been the most. How can I say, the longest time that I lived
Oh,
in
yeah.
a
This
city?
is the longest stint you've
Really?
had in one
Yeah.
place.
Yeah. So it does hurt a little bit, but I remember, crying a little bit because it's sentimental, and we're leaving amazing friends behind and whatnot. But the next day we drove out there, and after talking to a few people and just seeing how it is, and because we're always like, well, how do you like living here?
Yeah.
Everybody was so nice and so positive, and you're gonna love it here, and the weather, whatever, but you're gonna love it here. You can come to the pool
Yeah.
parties and whatnot, and it just gave me this hope and this peace, like we're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
It may not be the right thing for other people, but it's the right thing for us right
But
now.
you have to remember how many people actually made the same move that you guys are doing,
Exactly.
and you guys are not
Exactly.
alone.
Exactly.
You guys are there with another sense of community there, and you guys are. I mean, shit. I want to go visit you and
Oh,
sleep
yes.
over your house.
Yep.
Well, you
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
no way
you'll
we're gonna
have
send you back home
we're
after
not
a few
coming home.
Buenavesas.
We are at Whit's house.
Where are you? Palm Desert. At Wood's house.
Desert.
I'm staying here.
I love
Forever.
it. We've got a lot of friends out there. We'll be
That's
neighbors
awesome.
from Jerry.
Okay.
It's awesome.
That's what I mean. Like, there's already a lot of people that are.
Aaron, yes, it's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, looking forward to it. And I think that's one of the core concepts of today's podcast is literally the existence of chapters in your life. And
Yeah.
when one chapter ends, another chapter begins. And we've had a few chapters in our lives. We had the Pico chapter. We
We have
had
a lot
the,
of chapters in our book.
we had the Huntington Beach, and then the downtown LA, and then back to Huntington Beach, and now we're we're about to close this chapter and start a new one. And
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, I'm getting kind of chills right now because I'm super excited for this next chapter. Well, I think that there's a just a wealth of amazing experiences that we're going to have out in Palm Desert. Amazing people that we're supposed to meet, that I'm looking forward to meeting and cultivating good relationships with. And who knows, maybe the 5 Foot Viking this will be the pedestal that'll springboard the 5 Foot Viking into the future. So,
and not to mention that you're not too far from the residency gig that you guys will have with the band, and then some. It's like you're just building more rapport.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the community there, and I mean, I love to shout out this brand because the 5 Foot Viking brand is my favorite bottle opener to this day.
Thank you, brother.
But
it's a good one, right?
Yeah, it's like please support WIT no matter how possible way you can, because I mean, this started about a year ago and some change.
Yeah, no shit.
This man here, I told him, hey, you got to do this. Okay, he did it. You got to do this. Okay, he did it. And I'm at home going, oh shit. Like he's actually doing it. Like
he's such a sponge.
I'm like, okay, well,
yeah.
But please support him no matter what, whether he's this brand especially, and whether he's doing with the stuff with Steel Rod. But nonetheless, I mean, this man has put in work, foot to ass. And
well, dude, you gave me all and that's another reason why
I just basically went, okay, this is how you do it, and you did it.
But you had so much support. Like
I didn't
you gave
build
him
the Legos
so much
for
support,
him.
though.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's the main reason why I wanted you here tonight was
Yeah.
because this is one of the last podcasts that's going to be in Huntington Beach. Probably one of the last podcasts where I'm going to have a physical guest here.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, besides my beautiful wife, but when I have guests come over to the house, it's a lot easier being in Huntington Beach when someone can drive from Whittier or from wherever to Huntington Beach. Driving out to Palm Desert is going to be much more difficult.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted you here, because literally this whole idea of the 5 Foot Viking started about a year ago during the shutdowns, and Edgar got me interested in this idea of podcasting and lights and cameras and this and that and microphones and all kinds of stuff. And I had no idea it was going to turn into what it is right now.
I
And
remember it was your Father's Day podcast last year.
that was my very first podcast.
Yeah.
Was almost a year ago. It was my Father's Day podcast. I tried it out for the first time, and it was a blundering.
He came back with like all these technical questions.
Oh
and
my
just
God.
like-
Yeah.
And me not knowing, for those of you, they even aspire to even do this stuff because it's amazing. Any of this technology works, but like he's like, how did this happen? Why did this happen?
Yeah.
What do I do next? And
Well, I'm
that
not
was the
technical,
key.
dude.
He told me. I remember like, how do I do to fix? What do I need to do to fix this?
Yeah.
And that alone, I'm just like, okay, I can actually teach this.
Yeah.
This person.
Well,
Something.
I want to know how to
And he
troubleshoot
can-
stuff.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, maybe I can mentor him somehow
Oh, dude, you
to have
totally
him take
did.
it on his own. And I show up today, I'm just like, everything's set up.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
How cool is that, dude?
But one
Cool.
thing about WIT is that if he puts his mind into it, he'll do it. And so if he's asking you for help, you know that it's like, okay, you're really interested.
Yeah.
You're gonna do something with this. So no, thank you so much, Edgar, because I remember telling WIT one time, I was like,
yeah.
so Edgar is your bestie now, huh? Because you guys spend so much time on the phone, and he
Yeah.
was like technical.
Well,
I
we
have
were-
fallen asleep on him
Yeah.
Yes.
after
Not
nights
on
of-
him,
Yeah, well,
but
accidentally hanging up on him. And
Listen,
that's-
just
clear
for
this
everybody
up.
who's listening, he didn't fall asleep on me physically. It was virtually. We were FaceTime drinking.
reanimated. How did it happen?
What happened?
Like in camera. How did it
He
happen?
was literally in the camera. He literally like no bullshit. Like we were getting together just FaceTime drinking because that's what we did at the beginning of the pandemic.
This guy can drink me under the table.
Was we FaceTime drank. So we got together like, all right, 10 o'clock, you put your kid to bed, we're drinking. We FaceTime and let's do this. And we'd sit down and we'd just drink. Next thing you know, it was maybe like 1 a.m. And he's like, hey dude, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And he went, I'm like, cool, I'll be right here. So he goes to the bathroom. And then I can see him on the camera. I can see him. And he walks back and he's standing in front of the thing. And I'm like, hey, what's up? And he's just standing there. Next thing you know, he just turns it off. And I was like, this motherfucker just hung up on me.
All I remember hearing is this mother effer. I was like, it was Mimi's time.
Oh man, dude!
It was time for him to go Mimi's.
Yeah, I was like, bang!
No, and I have fallen asleep on the armrest of my couch, right next to my computer.
Just so you guys know, that was this is my mentor. So what I'm trying to say is, if you don't think you can do it,
I can never outdrink this man, no matter how hard I.
No, I'll tell you what, it was it was a pleasure. Like, first of all, just hanging out with you anyways, because we're friends, but learning from you and then seeing where this has come literally in 1 year, because last year on Father's Day was my first podcast. But then I remember I was like, okay, this was such a blundering failure in my mind.
Yeah.
In my mind, I could probably go back and watch it and I can see good things from it. But I remember stepping away from that podcast thinking, okay, I have to reevaluate this, not so much from a technicality aspect, but more from the host position.
Yeah.
If I want to host my own show, I have to be able to interact better. And I think that was my problem, is I wasn't, and it's funny because it was my dad and my brother. And for some reason I couldn't interact with them very well. I don't know why, but
which was surprising, because they're usually pretty talkative, and it was pretty nuts.
Yeah, it was weird. If you go back and watch it,
yeah.
I remember there was a time when I was like, Dad, so, was there a moment when you thought that you were doing well, teaching me something? He's like, no.
And Dad can talk for
like just
days.
quiet. And I was like, come on, Dad, like give me more than that, bro.
What do they call it? The red light syndrome?
Yeah.
When the record light's on?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I remember getting out of that podcast and thinking, okay, I need to work on myself more. Not so much the technicality, but I need to work on my skills as far as being an interviewer. And I'm doing good. I think so. And I think I'm learning as we go, and I'm still learning to this day. And I make mistakes, but I'm definitely.
But you've done 23 episodes in almost a year, which nobody that I know that has even started like a podcast, either whether remotely or in person, has even achieved like 5.
Mm-hmm.
All because they what it is about you is you're very persistent.
Yeah.
And that's the key to this thing, and that's why like I'm so adamant on promoting you, is because you have this weird, like, I don't know what it is, man. Like, I don't know if it's your keen sense of I don't give a fuck or what.
Probably
just like
combination
you have one
of
mode. You have one mode. You just go this way.
Yeah, but sometimes that's my downfall.
It's because you're winding up again to go another direction. It's just you're like this.
He likes learning.
Yeah, and it's
and
very
if it's something that can challenge him, he'll take it.
And I didn't think of him like that before.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, I'm like, okay, this guy knows it. He knows about 200 songs on bass. Cool, he knows it all.
Because you used to see him as party mode, like just like getting drunk up the wazoo and just this mess.
Why you gotta throw my business out there like that?
Because everybody knows your business.
He's the guy that you pay money to play music.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, well, here you go. Here's the $100 song. Stairway to Heaven. Cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
And that's what you know him as. But then he comes to me and he's like, I want to learn how to do something that you know how to do.
Yeah.
So how do you do it?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. Well, this is how you do it. And then to know that a person like him actually absorbed the information.
Yeah.
Right? Me holding him pretty high. Like, I was kind of intimidated by it at first. I'm like,
really? What?
I was telling my wife, I'm like, I'm teaching Wit how to podcast. Isn't that kind of weird? Like, you've been to recording studios, you've been on all these bands. I'm just like, like I thought you were a one-upper, for
No.
lack of a better term,
Mhm.
because I know a lot of one-uppers.
Yeah.
I do. And you
I
were never
do.
that person. So you were never that person that like, oh yeah, I know a better studio. Oh yeah, I know I have a better recording microphone that I can get it. But this homie, I'm like, oh, I don't care. Like I don't give a shit.
Well,
Mhm.
once I pushed away from that table
Yeah.
on Father's Day, I was, it was like my trial run, and I jumped into it, and I did this thing, and it was fun, and I was learning the technicality, but I was also learning about being a host, and then for a long time I kind of stayed away from it, and I just kept learning. I kept learning.
Yeah.
I would be a guest on your podcast. I would be a guest on and I would learn that way. But then I remember it was, I think, October, and I said, it's time for me to make something happen. It's time for me to do this. I'm ready to do this. But I said I didn't want to just jump in and not know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I said I made this video. It was like a 30-second video that was like the commercial for
like
the
a
5-foot Viking. Right? But I needed something. I don't have the voice. I'm a tenor. So I have this really high voice. It's like I can't be that dude that's like, in a world, like I can't. I have this high voice, so I needed someone with that low voice. So I thought, who better than Edgar to be the person to be that voice? So I gave him the script, and I'm like, bro, I need you to say these lines. And he's like, what are you talking about? And I said, just do me a favor, record these lines. I'm gonna put it to this whole thing, and we're just gonna go.
No,
with
but
it.
once you told me like the catch line was, the only problem is he's not that
he
tall.
ain't that tall.
I'm just like, wow.
And so
Okay.
I mean, if you go back through the 5-Foot Viking Facebook page, you can find that commercial from almost a year ago, and it was funny. I thought it was hilarious. It was like this whole, in a world where whatever. It was just, it was fun to do that, and then build it up to the point where, in December, I was like, I'm going to make this happen. And we did our first test run. It was me and Marlene, maybe around Christmas time, testing it out, having some fun with it. And then starting in January, I was like, okay, here we go. The 5-Foot Viking, #1. And
I think it was perfect because obviously you can tell that he loves to talk.
that's what I do.
Just a little bit.
And it's funny because sometimes he's like, Are you still with me? No, dude. My brain went. It ran away like half an
Your
hour
brain
ago.
ran away and like jumped under the covers and hid.
I think it might be a husband thing because my wife does the same shit.
Well,
to me.
I like Carlos was saying last week, he has ADD. ADD, is that what he said?
No, ADHD. That's what he has.
Well, I'm not gonna say that I have something, but let me tell you, if you make a very short story incredibly long, like my husband, you're gonna lose me. I'm gonna be out. Very like no. But
so she wants a Cliff Notes version.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Give me the. Yeah, exactly. The Cliff Notes. But Whit has that gift, to just like talk for ages. And like I said, his family does too. That's why I was very, very like, wait, CG didn't keep it going. That didn't keep it going. That's not right. Because that's what they do.
You need to revisit that one eventually.
Yes,
I
think
should.
so.
Yeah, I should revisit that one.
You got to tap into those roots of.
My brother is super cool. My dad's super cool.
Yeah, CG is awesome.
Bruce.
He has incredible stories. Like that's why I was very surprised that.
You might need to have one.
I might have to do it like one at a time, something like that.
But one of these things, I just want to thank everybody because my favorite thing is the conversations. The comments,
the interaction,
Absolutely, that is my favorite part about this podcast. I think it's really cool it's like we're having a drink with you guys. That's how it feels like, right?
It's fun to jump into some of this. Angie, I love this. She says, I need to make Marlene a pretty cup to go along with your manly ones because we're drinking out of these giant Viking mugs, and Marlene,
I decided that I want to be a little more like I really try to have less crap in the house, especially right now. Like we're moving, and it's like, oh my gosh, why do I have all of this? But one of the things that I'm starting to get more into is sustainability. So this used to be a spaghetti sauce jar. It's glass, so why not keep it? Just wash it, take the label off.
I swear that is the most Mexican thing you will ever
But you know what?
do,
Very
because
Mexican.
it's true.
We are
Yeah.
the true sustainability kings and queens. You're
Like
not
what do we put salsa
look
in or
under
beans?
look under my sink. There's all the bags.
Yeah, same here.
They're not in the ocean.
You guys have that one drawer, right?
Oh, we have
Which one?
6 of those drawers.
With the bags,
No.
or you
they're
have
same.
the country crock or anything with
Okay,
butter, or was it the old mole
Mm.
like
I
glass?
use not anymore.
Spaghetti sauce is another one.
I don't go that far.
Damn.
I go that far because first of all, like
But
I
the
try
spaghetti
to,
sauce are beautiful though.
I
they're
try
nice.
I try to not do plastic containers as much as I can. Like
Yeah.
butter,
Yeah.
like I buy the butter and it's wrapped in paper.
Yeah.
I'm just really, really trying here. I know it's hard, but it's very doable. Like I said, you just save this and boom. How many glasses did we just give away today?
Yeah, lots.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, but thank you. That's very sweet of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have Carla is jumping on here. She says, congrats on the next chapter, you guys.
Thank you.
Tracy, miss you. Good luck on your new ventures.
Thank you.
And
you.
Mr. Mark Lieberton in Colorado, need the 5-foot Viking gear sizing for me.
Wow.
Which is, if I'm not mistaken, Mark, you are 6'7"?
Yeah,
I think
he's
you're
about
6'7".
6'7". I remember
6'7".
Mark. Yeah, he's taller than me. Yeah.
So I think that is everything that we wanted to talk about. We went way over. It's already at an hour and a half. And I just want to thank everybody who stuck with us. Seriously.
All 2 of you.
It
The
really,
tens of tens, and I keep hitting
I can't
tens
wait
over
to
here.
someday see, when we're doing this and we're doing this podcast and we see that there's hundreds of people watching.
That's gonna happen.
I really, there might be the naysayers out there, but in my head, I'm going to get there. It's going to happen. And we're going to blow this bitch up to the point where the 5-foot Viking is going to be screaming from the mountaintops. And I'm going to be doing this in a studio, and I'm going to be doing this. But bottom line is everybody's here.
Wow.
You guys who are watching this, you are in, the infant stages of the 5-foot Viking, where we're doing this in my living room and we're hanging out. So I want to thank you guys so much for the support and for being here with me through this journey. And let's see where we can take this. I'm super excited for this next chapter. This next chapter is going to be dope. I think it's going to be amazing. I think it's going to open up doors, and it's going to be. I'm extremely optimistic.
I can't wait a year from today to see where we will be.
Yeah.
I'm excited for time is flying by so incredibly quick, and it's kind of scary. But at the same time, I'm really looking forward to where we're going to be on June 8th next year.
Yeah.
Live from the Fantasy Springs Casino in the Rock
Right.
Gosh, dude.
I love this.
It, man. It's crazy.
Red, you got people watching.
I'm going to learn how to skateboard, and I'm going to
Oh, wow.
work with Javier at his bar.
Have
Have you seen those videos? He's so
Yeah,
damn cool.
yeah.
My goodness, he's so cool.
See you soon, Alberto.
Nice.
Thank you guys. And Angie, she says Spain, maybe.
Oh, man.
Well,
If-
and
A year from
not
now?
in a year from
Fine,
now. Oh my God, that would be my dream, but I don't think it's gonna be.
We
that
gotta
why
far
not?
now.
But here's the thing, me and Marlene, we got to polish up on our Castilian because we speak Mexican
Shit,
Spanish.
I gotta
Listen,
polish
no,
up on
they
my.
love us over there.
They do?
My friend Carlos,
Okay.
he's the only Mexican, I believe, in Catalonia, in his little town in
And he keeps
Tarragona.
his accent?
And people are like, "You're Mexican?
No way.
I love."
Really?
Yeah, they trip out on our accent.
Oh, wow.
On our, we're like, "No, you have."
I guess it's kind of like British and American. Like they love our accents. They kind of like. mirror
Oh yeah,
that.
it's like, oh, you're Mexican. It's
Yeah.
like
You guys are crazy. All right. So with
That's
that
why I
being
wanna
said,
I want to be loved for being a Mexican and not be like, you.
I just want to be loved.
But you're what's an alien, man?
Yeah.
He's
All right,
waiting for
you
that
guys.
press conference.
once again, thank you guys so much for watching the 5 Foot Viking podcast. I want to send a special thank you to Bowie.
The
Bowie,
blackest dog you'll ever see.
for hanging out with us. I want to spend a special thank you to Marlene, my wife, for joining me tonight, hanging out. I want to send a special thank you to the Ed Namrok Podcast, Mr. Edgar Hernandez. Thank you so much for making the trek and coming out here. I appreciate you. And thanks for being here, man. And thank you for all of your knowledge and everything that you've helped me with. And with that being said, I think this is how you end it.